Politicians and celebrities make deals behind closed doors, promises broken in their income source. Hidden agendas run the grand parade, in the circus choose a masquerade. Believe me, I wouldn't lie. I've been given money, power, and fame to keep you in line.
Welcome, everyone. Today, I am going to be talking about some things in your home that might be making you sick. Okay. So, I started looking into this stuff a couple years ago. Actually, before I moved into my house now, even when I was younger, I started learning about there's different things that are very common. Everybody has them in their home, but they're just made with toxic stuff and they release toxic gases and they can make you very sick. So you have to know about these things, because if you don't, and you have too many of them in your house, especially, and you don't open your windows, you don't circulate the air, you are just absorbing all of that stuff all the time. And there's some things that we need to go over. There's actually, I could do this series for decades and not cover everything that's toxic in your house. I literally could, because there's so much garbage, toxic chemicals in our homes, especially in the West. So yeah, I'm trying to get the big ones, the biggest ones, because it'll be too overwhelming. So these are just a few, and I got some alternatives. So it's not all gloom and doom. And I'm not saying replace all these things now. I am just saying be aware of it so that we can, when we need to get new ones, then we can make better choices, right? So I'm not saying throw away everything and start all over. Unless you can afford that, fine. But if you can't, all you got to do is, when you need to buy a new one, research the safest option so that you do not introduce more toxins into your home. Alrighty, so let's begin. All right, so here we go. Can I make that bigger? Yes. Okay, the first one is your mattress. This one is crazy. I found so many TikToks and videos on this, and I made the mistake when I was pregnant of getting one of those memory foam mattresses. I know, they're so bad, because we already have the flame retardants, right? That's been around forever. Like, they have been, the formaldehyde, VOC, like all that stuff has been around forever. But the memory foam itself is it's pure toxic. It is just like, this is poison. And the memory foam stuff, there's something called memory foam illness, right? So there's plenty of people with, maybe you have a wedge or a pillow that's memory foam, or you have furniture with memory foam. Yeah, so you have to be really careful when it comes to memory foam. It's so prevalent and incredibly toxic. It breaks down forever. It releases gas forever, like especially if it's on your pillow or your mattress. And then you have other things, like, let's say you're on a couch with maybe it's not memory foam, but just like foam. These foams are toxic. So you're on a couch, maybe you have like a cramp or something, and you put a heating pad on it, and the heating pad will make it melt a little bit and like release more toxins, and it gets absorbed into your skin and just makes you feel sick. And then you'll be like, I always feel sick. I'm always tired. Because you're detoxing. You're constantly getting sick. It's just, ugh. Does it lead to cancer? I know that the Celion cinnamon is a good one. That's the only one that I know for sure. It's like, that's a good one. That's the one that lowers your blood sugar. Anyways, so you need to get a mattress, right? We still need to get a mattress. So like, here are some great options. Now, there's a lot of greenwashing, fake options, and then there's a lot of better options. Yes, spider plants are amazing. I still kill them, but they're cheap. Just replace them. I know that sounds bad. Anyways, so these are some brands. Okay, Goodnight Naturals has cotton and wool mattresses. So that's going to be like the top tier. And then you can get like an organic duvet with like wool toppers. Like, let's say, oh my gosh, I can't afford to get a brand new mattress and stuff like that. You want to get a nice organic cotton and wool topper for your mattress so that there's a barrier between you and the mattress, right? It's not going to completely get rid of everything, but it's going to be less toxic. So if you could put something on top of your toxic mattress until you can afford a new one, it'll be a little bit better. You just want to be directly on it, have layers and stuff. You can also get futons that are wool inside. Hey, what's up, everyone? So you can get futons with like wool inside and then like a cotton organic cover on it, and then it'll be less toxic. The Japanese futon type mattresses that you put on the floor, they have a lot of those that are made with like organic cottons and wools and stuff like that. And they have like another material, something with a K. I don't remember what it is. So that is pretty cool. You could get that. Let's see. Some greenwashing safer options would be like the Avocado has one mattress. There's something called the Bear mattress. So that's like the cheapest one. And then you have all these, you can like screenshot these. But yeah, if you get a wool mattress, it's not going to be, they don't have to cover it with flame retardants, wool mattresses. Now, good luck finding one that's 100% wool, but it is what it is. What's up, guys? Oh my gosh. So anyways, so these are some brands you can look at. These are the ones that I like the best, and these are some other good ones. Now, there's the controversy on the latex foam mattress. They say it's safer, but it's still, I feel like it's still off gases. It's still toxic, whatever. But if you can get one that's primarily wool and cotton and then has a little bit of latex, but in the lower layers, I would still say that that's good. That's pretty good. Like we can make that work. The other thing is, I know you guys are probably not going to want to do it, but you can make a mattress. You can make like a futon type mattress. Just get like something and just stuff it with wool, stuff it with organic cotton yourself. And the thing about when you stuff things, like I make my own pillows, we'll get into that. But when you stuff it with organic cotton or organic wool that you get, it does get clumpy and lumpy after like a couple months. So you have to take everything out, fluff it back up, and then put it back in. And people are lazy. They don't want to do that. That's why they end up with all the plastic fibers or whatever, because you don't need to do that type of stuff. But I'm just telling you, for your health wise, if you just take a little extra steps, it's much better. Okay, moving on. Sofas. Sofas are another one. They are treated with stain-resistant chemicals, PUFAs, formaldehyde, and oh my gosh, there's so many toxic things in sofas, couches, and furniture in general, right? So this is not just sofas, like a chair, whatever. Everything is going to have this stuff in it, all furniture. So there are safer options out there if you search for them. So here are some great brands that I like. You guys can screenshot this if you're ever in the mood to buy some new furniture that's like safer and non-toxic. Melody Home is good. Futon Shop, Savvy Rest. Like, which the one that Pottery Barn has like Echo sofas and Echo furniture, so you can look into that. Some of the big brands, they do have like a little tiny, like less toxic option. It's not as great. Yeah, a lot of them kind of greenwash, but it's still way better than going to Wayfair and Costco and all these places to get these mass-produced ones that they don't even try to be less toxic. They just don't. So these are some good brands. You can, when you're looking for a couch, for me personally, I like to look for a leather couch, and then I try to find non-toxic leather, whatever type couches, because some of the I don't know if it's called like the processing for the leather can be toxic and off gas. So you have to look for safer ones. So just because leather doesn't mean it's a safer one and whatever. All right. So what else? Coffee tables or other tables or whatever. A lot of this I'm talking about like the particle board, MDF, cheap furniture. A lot of furniture now is made out of particle board, even if it doesn't look like IKEA stuff. A lot of it's particle board. What's up, Josie? So a lot of it is not good. So this stuff, it's cheap. It's going to be releasing stuff all the time. It's not good. All right. So some good options for furniture and other tables and blah, blah, blah. You can literally make your own out of wood and use non-toxic stains. It's not that difficult. I know a lot of people don't want to do that. But hey, if you don't want to do that, vintage, solid, hardwood, right? If you can afford new, solid, hardwood furniture, obviously you're going to get that. But if you can't, you can get vintage. You can go to, yes, see, Josie made her own, see? So you can actually go to estate sales and find good, cheap, old furniture that was made quality with solid wood. You can actually do that. It's not that big of a deal. And I know everybody wants the latest furniture or they just want to go to a place and get something, whatever. This requires more work. You have to go to places, just look into, I don't know, the flyers for like what were they called? Yard sale, stuff like that. That's where you're going to find a lot of this good stuff. And you're going to find it very affordable if you keep looking. I had a friend who, after her husband passed away, she had to move to a smaller apartment. They had a huge, ginormous house. They had the most gorgeous vintage furniture. Everything was solid wood. Everything was gorgeous. I mean, and she sold everything for like super cheap because she had to move. So she just and it was just like amazing deals. And the people were like freaking out. Everything was solid wood. Anyways, so definitely look into that. Okay, what's next? Carpets. Carpets are really, really, if you get those, they're printed, cheap carpets, they're rugs that they're like, they say they're washable, a lot of them. I'm not talking about cotton rugs or whatever. I'm talking about like the washable big rugs that look like they're real rugs, but they're really junky, fake rugs. They're all made of synthetic garbage. They attract more allergens. They release VOCs, benzenes. They attract dust mites. They attract everything. They are just absolute trash. And you're constantly breathing in those little fibers every time you vacuum, whatever. You want, ideally, a wool, silk, maybe like cotton or whatever mattress. Carpet. So yeah. Now, the best carpets are going to be obviously Persian. And I say that because I am Persian and biased. But Persian rugs are the best of the best. They will last for generations in your family. They are so good. You want hand tufted and a very smooth finish. You don't want like a fibrous finish. Those are not going to be really good. You can take those outside, and in our culture, we take them outside once a year, the front yard or wherever, and we hose them down, and then we air dry them, hang them out in the sun, and these will last for generations. So have a good day, Grid. I am half Cuban, half Persian. Anyways, so those are the best quality rugs. Nothing printed, nothing super fuzzy. They have silk rugs, or like they mix silk. They mix silk with wool, and those are really nice quality rugs. I like those too. Now, if you cannot afford the really fine quality rugs, you can still get 100% wool rug. Now, if it's not hand tufted and it's not like a fine quality where it looks very smooth and feels very smooth, and it's going to shed a lot, it's going to, not last forever, right? Because mainly the shedding is terrible. But at least it's real wool. So if you are trying to save money, you can still get a really large wool, 100% wool rug, no problem. Now, it's not going to be the greatest quality, but it's not going to be toxic. And that's what we need, wool rugs. All right. Curtains. Another one is curtains. I did not know this, but when I was doing my research, they also have flame retardants. So, yay, that's everywhere. And also remember, they're right by the window, by the sun, heating up and then releasing even more into the air. We can't have anything nice. So, oh, also synthetic dyes. Everything is wrong. Everything is trying to kill you. All right. So you can make your own, or you can get some GOTS certified cotton, or you can get some linen, and you can make your own curtains. They're actually not that hard to do. I know it's hard to sew, but you can use ones that clip. So you can literally kind of cheat by folding the top, and then you can get those. There's a sticker, like a tape thing, and then you just iron it and it'll it'll make a seam. Look it up. It's super easy. Even if you can't sew, I can't sew, but you could do it. If you get something that's maybe a little bit toxic, I would say wash it 20 times before you put it up, just to get as much of those chemicals off of it. But you want to make sure it's cotton or linen, even if you're going to be washing it, because if it's polyester, it's still plastic and it's still continuously releasing VOCs for eternity. All right, next up, this is more like furniture stuff. The cheap press wood furniture, again, it's going to release formaldehyde. It has other toxic adhesives. The finishes could be toxic. It's not really great. Go to your yard sales, go to your estate sales, find yourself some nice real wood furniture, or save up and go to a place that has them, right? Solid wood hand-me-downs. Anyone have anything? Definitely people are going to want it. All right. Same with the furniture, bed frames. Bed frames, it's where you sleep. So this needs to be look, if you can't afford to replace everything everywhere, where you sleep is half your life. So if everything in your bedroom can be toxin-free, particle board free, formaldehyde free, PFAS free, all that stuff free, then you're in a good space. At least half your life, you're going to be able to detox. And for bed frames, a metal frame will not have any toxins. 0. So, and they're cheap. So you can get, it's not going to be comfortable, but completely non-toxic metal frames. You can make your own. Again, you can actually look up online and look up for what woods are the least allergen inducing, least toxic inducing, and you can make it out of those woods. It's not that hard. You don't have to make a fancy bed, guys. Or again, find something in an estate sale. You can also use futon mattresses on the floor. You don't even need a bed. I know that's every dude's dream. Mattress on the floor. Have the futon mattress on the floor. Every guy will be super happy living like that. Only chicks like beds. All right, pillows. Full of plastic, flame retardants, coatings, release VOCs forever. And the older they get, the more they release. So it's not like it goes away. You can't wash it out. That's forever, because that's just what it is. So what I do, a GOTS certified organic cotton pillowcase with a zipper, right? I get that. I fill it with organic wool or organic cotton. I fluff that up, put it in there, and then I get another organic cotton zippered pillowcase to put on top of that, right? And every couple months, you take one and put it into another. You take the fluff it back up, and put it into another organic cotton zippered pillowcase. So you're going from one to the other, and one time one is the pillowcase, one time one is the pillow insert. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I do it. So then I do not have to deal with any toxic garbage off-gassing where I put my face. That is extreme. You do not want to put your face on it. So it'll help you avoid allergies and stuff like that down the line. Do not touch down, feathers. All that stuff is just terrible. But also remember, natural materials do mold, so do not go to bed with wet hair. A lot of girls do that, especially. They'll wash their hair, it'll be a little bit moist, and then they'll be getting mold in the pillow, and then they'll be breathing in that mold. So make sure you blow dry your hair completely before you touch the pillows. All right, dining tables. Dining tables are interesting because there's a lot of varnishes and lacquers on the wood or whatever material you get that can also emit like harmful fumes. And if you put a hot plate on it, it's coming up. Now, I'm not as worried about this. If you get the bedroom right, you can kind of handle a little bit of toxins. So it's just something to know about. Bookshelves, again, they often release formaldehyde, the cheap ones. A lot of people like to save money on the bookcases, bookshelves, get the IKEA ones. I understand we all want to save money, but this is also what's happening. Same with recliners and other furniture, like a lot of cushions. They could have the foam. You can get recliners that are toxin-free or less toxin. So you can just look those up. Okay. Wallpaper and wall paint. So traditional paints, oh my God, they are so toxic. Even if they say low VOC, please do not ever listen to low VOC on the paint can. It's a lie. It's always been a lie. It will continue to be a lie. What paints nowadays do is they basically are like a plastic toxic film coating on the wall, and they can actually encourage mold growth behind the wall. So you want to completely never, ever, ever go and get real paint for anything in your house. And these are the options I want you to do. You can use traditional paper wallpapers, the real ones, not these, plastic vinyl ones. Paper wallpapers with the ones that you paste on. It's not that hard to do it. I figured it out. You guys can do it. And then for paint, you're going to use real lime wash paints. They're usually made in Europe, and you do have to pay double or triple for like what a paint can is in the US. That's what I did here. It is amazing. It is mold resistant. It can help your air quality. Imagine that. Instead of trying to poison you, it's going to help you. And look, they have really cool finishes, like I love the finishes. You want something like that. This is really great. All right. Yes, I do hate plastic. I do. All right. Okay. This one, I already talked about the wallpaper, so let's go into vinyl flooring. Vinyl flooring, again, this is terrible. First of all, they're really bad for the environment. They're really bad for the home air quality. It's such a big space to cover your entire home floor with something that's going to off gas essentially forever and more over time. The older it gets, the more it breaks down, the more it's off gassing. This is off gassing phthalates, disrupting your hormones, making you gain weight, gain water weight, get sick more often, have hormonal problems, have infertility problems, have anxiety. All these things are because you're being constantly poisoned. You have to be really careful with this. Instead of getting these vinyl floorings, you can get tile, right? Tile is way better. Or you can find real wood. I know it's more expensive, blah, 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 blah. Life is hard. If you really want to be dirt cheap, you can probably just get concrete floors and, resurface them once a year or something like that. It's better than this. Stay away from vinyl floorings. I remember I moved into an apartment once with my husband, and they had just put in vinyl flooring. We were just renting. We were sick all the time. We just felt like the smell was off. He was having allergies. I was having allergies. We got red eyes all the time. And it was a brand new building. There was no mold. There was nothing like that. It was just like all of this plastic off-gassing all the time. And people would smell it when they walked in. And you don't, of course, smell things when you live with them because you become nose blind to it. But it's happening. Okay. The next is your kitchen, your bath cabinets. These ones, they always are going to be releasing formaldehyde and toxic stuff in the finishes, all that stuff. Again, it's not great. If we can save our bedrooms, we can kind of deal with the little toxins in the other rooms, but it's important to know that yes, this is happening. Back in the day, they would have wood, real, like I know here in Florida, real wood cabinets are actually like dirt cheap when you go to like Lowe's or Home Depot, whatever, to get cabinets. Real wood cabinets are going to be like your lowest tier, and they'll be like cheap. So the ones like this, they look better. They do. They last longer because you don't need to, like, I think it's every 4 to 5 years you have to like sand and then repaint the real wood kitchen cabinets. But for these, you kind of can get away with it unless they get water damaged, then you're screwed. But I don't know. It's something to think about. I'm just saying. All right. This one was interesting. I did not think about this, but of course it makes sense. They are also treated with like what's it called? Flame retardants, lampshades. All even if like they're cotton lampshade, they're still treated with a flame retardant. So it is what it is. So some options are you can make your own, or you can just use metal shades. They have some metal ones with like you put little holes in it so they make little designs on the walls, or you can just go with your straight up glass, colored glass or whatever you want to do, a glass lampshade or just whatever. I like the Tiffany old style glass ones. I know a lot of people think that looks super old and dated, but I like them. So just something to remember. These are also something that's required to be covered in poison. This should go without me having to say anything. Never, ever, 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 ever have fragrances in your house. Do not introduce fragrances into your home. It is incredibly toxic. You're going to ruin your hormones, everybody else's hormones. You're going to be angry all the time because you're constantly detoxing. Good, don't use these. Anyways, people like to switch it up and go with those what are those, like I don't know what they're called. Ultrasonic whatever, when you put the essential oils in the water and it steams up. Don't use those either because they can cause mold. And also, most people are highly sensitive to essential oils. I'll just say it. I don't care what kind of marketing the essential oil businesses are going to, yeah, diffusers. I don't care what kind of marketing the essential oil businesses are going to tell you guys. Most people are going to be sensitive to them. They're going to get massive amounts of allergies. There's ones that they're like, use these for allergies, and they will cause people to get allergies. Do not use them. You do not need fragrance. Your home should not have a smell. All right. There should be no smell. You should be working to get the smells out of your home, not bringing more. And if you feel like you have to cover up smells, you're already in a bad situation. Do not do that. All right, blinds and the plastic blinds. Also, they release phthalates and VOCs into the air constantly. They're by a window, by heat, by sun, so they're constantly breaking down. The older they get, the more they're breaking down, the more is being released into the air. I like wood blinds. The wood shutter things, like you can just use those or make your own curtains. Those are the only options that I'm going to use from now on. So yeah, wood blinds, curtains. There you go. All right, ceiling fans. A lot of the cheaper ones are made with composite wood, MDF, that type of stuff, or like the cheap plasticky stuff, and they will again degrade and release particles into the air. It is what it is. So switch them out for metal or wood fans. They still make them. I looked. This one is going to anger the ladies. Your decorative pillows, a lot of them are synthetic stuffing. They are treated with what's it called? anti-flammable, whatever, flame retardants. They are constantly off-gassing. People will put their face on these on the couch, like when they're watching TV. You don't touch these pillows. They are incredibly toxic. I know you guys love your pillows. You can find organic cotton stuffed pillows and then make your own pillowcases, because I don't know if you can find pillowcases that don't already have the flame retardants on it. So, something to think about. Or you can make them like I said, how I make my pillows. All right, shower curtains. I like how they are losing popularity because they release VOCs and toxins and stuff like that forever, and you smell it. Like I now have a glass shower enclosure, and when I go to other people's homes that have the plastic ones now, I can smell it. And I'm like, oh gosh, this is so bad. Especially like when you want to take a hot shower, the heat will make it release even more VOCs and stuff. Very, very bad. And then you use cleaning products, get on it and break it down even more. I mean, it's a mess. Plus they hold mold. They are absolutely trashy. And the glass shower, like I just have like a half wall that's glass now. We installed it ourselves. It was really cheap. It's like $200-$300. And then, I mean, each of these is like maybe $20-$30 to get curtains, and you need to get them if you're trying to like avoid the mold. Maybe like you get them twice a year. It adds up. So just get the glass. The glass is really good. Or just take a bath and just forget about the curtains. Taking a bath is nice. All right, synthetic bedding. Again, your bedroom where you sleep is half your life. If you can completely be away from toxins in your bedroom, you are going to live longer and you're going to feel happier. You're going to have less hormone problems, less migraines, less health concerns, less detox symptoms, getting sick less. It's going to be great for you. So avoid polyester. They have the new polyester, like the Modal, the Tercel, all these stupid new fabrics. They're all derivatives of polyester. Please avoid them. I also say avoid bamboo. The process to make bamboo sheets, bamboo is a very hard wood. In order to make that into a soft fiber that they can in turn make into a fabric mimicking product, it requires so much toxic chemicals that are leached into the ocean. So our waterways are being poisoned because of bamboo. Please do not use this stuff. Get cotton and linen, organic cotton and linen, GOT certified cotton. Boom. All right. You can even use silk. I don't personally like silk for like the sheets and the duvet. I only like it for my pillow. Okay, the other one is, and I do this, like I have all these cheap wall arts, but it's important to know that these cheap MDF, whatever, particle board frames also will be releasing toxic off-gassing and the paints from them. So, you know, it's something to know. So you can change them out for real wood frames, or you can find vintage wood frames at, again, go to estate sales, go to yard sales. That's what you want to do. Or you can just swap them for a metal frame. Metal will not release anything, so you're good. Okay, these yoga chicks with their toxic mats make me cringe. Also, you know, like the mats that they put like under gym equipment, or they sell for under gym equipment for like in your garage or whatever. Stay away from those. You don't need those. Do not touch those. They are hella toxic. You're going to be sweating and touching this. It's going to be off-gassing. It's going to go right. This is transdermal stuff. You're touching this, sweating with your pores open. It's going right in. All right. So instead, get on your wool rug. It's soft enough. Or you can find a cork mat. They do sell those. And they do smell disgusting. Okay. All right. So The next one is your non-stick cookware. And I know they have the ceramic ones are like, this is less toxic. What happens is they'll put the ceramic coatings, but a little bit of a chip here and there, and you've got like, what's that called? Nickel allergies. A lot of people get really sick and they get symptoms that they can't really pinpoint anywhere. And it's because of the nickel in the pans or whatever toxic metal, cheap metal that they use under the nonstick. The nonstick is toxic, right? But let's say you find a ceramic one, you're like, this is a non-toxic coating. They're so weak, they don't even last long. So immediately they've broken down, and whatever cheap metal is under there, whether it's nickel, whether it's this, whether it's that, it's going to be leaching into your food. You're going to get symptoms. You're going to have no idea where it came from. You're going to not have any idea why you feel sick all the time. This is it. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to get real high quality metal pans, right? Nickel free, whatever, look for that. Most people have nickel allergies, have no idea. So get like a nice stainless steel, high quality stainless steel, not the cheapy ones, and learn how to make them nonstick. What I do is I make them nonstick. Or hey, guess what? You can learn other cooking techniques other than trying to fry in whatever. You can literally cook with water. Look, if you want to make eggs, is like the main one. Everybody wants that nonstick, because I think if you can do cast iron, those are the best. But I don't have gas, so they just really don't work on glass top, whatever, cooking stoves, whatever. So you can cook with water. You can make a fond, which is like a little sauce after, like for everything that sticks, you just add some water, make a little sauce with that. Look into that. I mean, that's good. That's what we used to do. And you don't need to have everything nonstick. And I know you're thinking, well, what about the eggs? Make a souffle, an egg souffle, or make like one of those Chinese egg, like they're like water and egg, and you make like a flan texture, but it's savory. You can do that in like the oven or the toaster oven or something like that. There's a million ways to make eggs, and I can make eggs with a regular stainless steel pan. You just put butter on it, put it around, let it melt. When it's just sizzling a little bit, when it starts to do that, you kind of make sure you get the butter everywhere, and then you can put an egg on it and it will slide around. Look up how to do that. There's nothing wrong with that. And oh my gosh, if it sticks a teeny bit, your life is going to be fine. You're going to be okay. The other one is storage bins. Now, you do not ever want to store anything in plastic that you're going to eat. So your pantry shouldn't have plastic containers. No storage containers. It's really, really bad for you. The other thing is, when you put storage bins in your garage, they're going to be off because it gets hotter in there, or like maybe some people have an attic or whatever, a basement. It's going to get off gassy. The older the plastic gets, the more it off gases. The warmer it gets, the more it off gases. So you'd like to avoid that as much as possible. So especially for pantries, move things into glass jars. Now, I save all the jars, the glass jars with the lids, from whatever products that I get. Like I'll get, like old pasta sauces, whatever. You can save stuff. You can buy mason jars online. It's not that expensive. You only need to buy them once, and then you just wash and reuse forever and ever and ever. And your pantry will look cute like this, where you can see everything. The next one is artificial plants. I get how everybody's killing plants. I'm really bad with plants too. I apologize to them all the time, and I kill them all, and it's really sad because it's hard to keep stuff alive, okay? But again, they're plastic. They attract a ton of dust. They degrade, and then the air quality is compromised. Whereas you can just find a real pet safe, if you have a pet, indoor plants, and they will clean the VOCs out. They will help the air quality. They help with the dust. They help with everything. So Of course, the best is a snake plant. I'm pretty sure that they're non-toxic to pets. They're the hardest to kill in my experience. Pathos are very toxic. The hanging vine pathos one, they're very toxic to pets. But if you can hang it up really high and make sure you trim it before the vines come down where a pet can get it or a baby or whatever, you'll be fine. So I have like a really high up hook in my kitchen by the window with a pathos, and I just trim that. So that's been fine. And snake plants, whenever you can, put them by the windowsills. Yes, I kill some. It is what it is. Oh well. Succulents I kill. I know people say they're easy, but not in my experience. Those are the hardest ones. And I do sing to them, but they just do not like rock music, unfortunately. All right. All right. So that is all I have for today. If anybody has any questions, actually, let me look at the chat. So let's see. The new Pyrex is not borosilicate glass like the old one. You can tell the label. Yeah, I know. They did that like a couple years ago. So it's freaking hard to find anything good. There is let me look it up on my Amazon list. There is a list that I made that has, okay, here we go. What was the brand? Okay, there's Anchor brand. They have some non-toxic glassware, like for cooking, whatever, like mixing bowl sets, stuff like that. Duralex has some that are non-toxic glassware. Let's see who else. There's a few of the XOXO brand that has some non-toxic glassware. Let's see. Where else? There's another one. Where's the other brand? And sometimes they change. Sometimes, like, I save them and the company goes out of business. And it is what it is. There's an Italian glass brand called Bormiorelli Rocco. I didn't say that properly. But they have some non-toxic glass. Oh, Libby. Libbey. They have some kind of borosilicate type of glass you can use for like mugs and stuff like that, and for container storage stuff. So that's good. You usually have to look for made in France, made in Italy. Oh, the other one is, it's made in France. I think it's called LYS. I don't know what that means, but that one is really good. Let's see. Yeah, I think those are like pretty much it. It's really hard to find glassware. It is. So let me share this tab. So this is the brand that like I think is still good. This one, Anchor. It has plastic lids, but at least just wait until any heat is gone and then put the lid on. That's going to be the best you can do. So like these are some old Pyrex. Let's see. This one has a few types of things, but they're not really that big. Life Factory has glass water bottles that are like good quality. They don't leach. The other thing you have to worry about is all the chemicals that are being leached from glass. I'm not a fan of aluminum and metal water bottles, but these are like better. Like this brand is better than most. Clean Canteen is better than most, but it's still like I don't like metal. Hydro Flask is pretty good. Again, Duralex made in France. This one is going to be safe. Libby. This one is going to be safe. These are lead free, whatever, you can use those. If you guys can do, what is this? Cast iron, wrought iron, cast iron, whatever, those are safer. This brand is also really good. This one in particular is stainless steel. This one is good. Like, these are the ones that I found that are like non-toxic. Look, this one is good. So this is still like the capital P. So I think that's good, but you got to check because sometimes they change it. Yeah, this one is good. Yeah, so like I found a whole bunch of like different glassware that was good, and I made like a little list. So every time I need something, I know I'm going to go to this one. What? Anyways. Very interesting. I had no idea. All right. So, any other questions before we go? Guys, no, everything is natural that's on planet Earth. It doesn't mean it's not toxic to us. Lots of natural things are toxic. What are you talking about? No cologne. Is there any food you can eat to remove plastic from your body? I heard sulforaphane. So there's a supplement called sulforaphane. You can look into that. I heard that that can help you detox, but I'm not sure how much. It is what it is. You definitely want to detox anyways. Everybody needs to detox just to survive in this world. And I've talked about that before. The only way you can survive is you got to do sauna. You got to do hot Epsom salt baths. You got to have water filters, whole house. You got to add your minerals back. Add your minerals back into your water and all of that stuff. Take your parasite cleanses 4 times a year. Every season you do a parasite cleanse. What else do you need to do? Parasite cleanse. Exercise. You guys got to exercise because sweating is detox. People who don't sweat are very full of toxins. You also want to get lots of minerals. So find like a mineral type supplement. That's important. Also, what else? Oh, electrolytes that are high, that have potassium and the good magnesiums. You should take those every day. Americans drink a lot of water and they're very dehydrated because of our water is like purified or it's in plastic. So it's giving you more problems. So be very careful. And yes, feel free to roast me, I guess. Let's see. Let me show you guys this. So this is a wool. It's an organic wool mattress topper. Now, I wouldn't get like this brand. I wouldn't get anything from Amazon, but like something like this, if you don't have like the money to get a whole new mattress, you can have that and put that on top so you can separate yourself from the mattress as much as possible. But like this brand, the Woolify store, I think some people say that it smells like a barn. So it's probably not cleaned before they made it because everything in Amazon is kind of like made in China as cheap as possible. So that's not good. But there's got to be somewhere else that we can find like non-toxic stuff. Other than if you just go to a website directly that's based in the US, you should be fine. So find something like that. Gatorade is a terrible source of electrolyte. This is a good source of electrolytes. Look into this. It has no additives, no toxins, no chemicals, no fillers, no bullshit, no flavors, no sugars. You can even still see that, like the Epsom salts or whatever the hell it is. I don't even know what that is, but I put just like a cap full of this in water and drink that, and that gives you your, like, it relieves cramps, replenishes hydrations, and gives you a lot of energy. And it is only sodium, potassium, and magnesium, the good types of each. So I recommend this. It is in the dispensary, in the link in the description. I love this stuff because a lot of us are low in potassium, or like if you're a woman and you've ever been on the birth control pill, it depletes all your potassium, and that's why you gain a lot of water weight and fluid buildup. So you really need it. It's not always just salt, because every salt has a different mineral balance. So you got to like find a good one. I think now Baja Gold salt is supposedly the one with the best mineral balance. Take that as you will. Now, if you want something that doesn't have heavy metals in it, the one that was tested that has the least heavy metals is, I think it's called Crystal's Kosher Salt. It's like the cheapest salt, and that supposedly doesn't have like leads and heavy metals. The Celtic sea salt, sometimes it tests high for heavy metals. So that's why people are like, it's really hard to find a good salt, because once you get the salt, you get, like, I don't know, they'll contaminate it or whatever. Thank you. What the fuck? Anyways. What dandruff? I don't have dandruff. You guys are fucking crazy. Anyways, look, eat bananas. Bananas, I don't like them. They are not very good. I always get a sugar crash or like cranky and sleepy after I eat them. I don't know what they put in them. I don't feel good on bananas. When I grow bananas in my backyard, I get like this one's called the ice cream banana. I don't have problems with that, but store-bought bananas, I always have problems with. I don't know what's in the food over there. So what is this? Are you saying I have dandruff, or are you asking how to get rid of dandruff? You have to be specific. Thank you, Simperius. My gosh. All right. Well, anyways. What the heck? All right, guys. That's all for today. You guys are my favorite trolls. So have a good day, and hope you all have fun trolling someone else the rest of the day, because I'm done for the day. So see you guys later. Bye.
Start the revolution, let the truth begin. Wake up, defeating lies.